Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm going to show you how to do a proper crunch. So from your back, you want the emphasis to be on your upper abs. You want to keep the belly down inwards. The simplest version is that we're going to keep our hands on our thighs and we're going to crunch up. We're just going to pull our shoulder blades up off the ground. To make it more intense, you can lift the legs up. So you'll crunch up a little higher. And another way to increase the intensity is bring the arms overhead and crunching up as well. Keep the arms overhead. It's going to increase the leverage and you're going to have to pull further. That is how you perform the crunch. I'm going to show you how to perform a reverse crunch. So the reverse crunch, you want to pull your pelvis towards you. So belly in, we'll plant the hands to the ground, toes up, and you're going to pull the knees in towards you, heels up off the floor. Exhale when you pull up. To make it a little more challenging, you can not touch the floor with the heels, or you can bring the legs further away from you to increase the leverage. And that is how you perform a reverse crunch. I'm going to show you how to perform a leg raise. So with your leg raise, let's start knees in, legs up straight, and toes towards you. I want you to lower the legs as low as you can and still maintain the integrity of your back. So that means you're not arching your lower back. To make things easier on yourself, you can bend the knee. It's not going to be as intense of an exercise. Or you can use your hands to support your glutes so the hips don't roll too far. But I much prefer keeping the legs strict. Go down as far as you can control, whatever that may be. Could be here, could be here, could be here. And then pulling back up. And that is how you perform a leg raise. And I'm going to show you how to perform a leg raise with a hip raise. So like your leg raise, I'm going to start in here, legs up. We're going to lower the legs down as far as you can control, legs up, and you're going to push, hips up. So the hips are just going to leave the floor. Legs up, hips up. Down, up, hips up. Try your best to really control the movement. Don't throw your legs around and jerk your hips up because you could really injure your spine. You don't want to hurt yourself. So stay safe, but only perform this exercise if you find the leg raise is too easy. I'll show you how to perform the windshield wiper. So windshield wiper, down the mat. We'll start with the easiest version, legs 90 degrees. Arms out. You want to keep your shoulders down on the ground, and we're going to bring the legs over as far as you can while still keep the opposite shoulder on the floor. So I'm going to bring the leg down this way. I'm keeping this right shoulder down. And it's simply, you want to keep the legs at 90, bring the legs over. If you want to make it more challenging, straighten out the legs. The straighter the legs are, the harder it is to keep the shoulders down, and the more you have to use your obliques. And then with the legs bent, somewhat in between. So just play between strict 90, legs out straight, and find the appropriate challenge for you. That is how you perform the windshield wiper. And I'm going to show you how to perform a Russian twist. So to start the Russian twist, you want to get into that sit-up position, core engaged, and we're going to bring the arms over side to side. If you want to make it harder, bring the legs up. And if you want to make it harder still, you can grab a weight and you can bring it over to the side. Just make sure that you're controlling the movement throughout. And that is how you perform the Russian twist. I'm going to show you how to perform the VUp and its variations. So let's go into our sit-up position. We'll start with hands on the ground because it's going to be easiest. So hands on the ground, knees in. So you've got a V position here. And legs are going to go out and you're going to pull back in. This is level 1. Level 2 is you're doing the same thing, hands free. Level 3 is hands on the ground, but now we've extended the legs and then we increase the leverage. Level 4 is we're doing both. Hands out, legs up, And we just made that exercise that much harder. It's important for you that you go to a point where you're still controlling the movement with your abs, that you're not jerking and throwing your legs around, and you're not injuring or creating any fatigue in your lower back. Once your back starts fatiguing and you start feeling it during the exercise, you stop. You're done. So that is how you perform the VUp and a few of its variations. I'm going to show you how to perform a VUp knees side to side. So like your VUp, and we'll start with the hands on the ground, knees in. We're just going to bring the legs out in each direction as we perform our VUp. So hands free, it'll look like this. So it's like your standard VUp, but we're adding a lot more oblique work into the exercise. And that is how you do your VUp, legs over side to side. I'm going to teach you how to perform bicycles. So from your back, the bicycle, in its simplest form, is legs out, arms out, hands by your temple. You're going to reach across to the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So you can extend the leg out. So if you want to make this simpler, don't kick the leg as far. Just focus twisting across, or even just bring your hand to your knee. You're still going to get that rotation with the obliques. If you want to make it harder, really extend the leg out, and you can even do like a sit-up. So sit up and out, sit up and out. So the legs stay further out, and there's greater movement going on in the upper body, which makes it that much more challenging. But in essence, the bicycle, you're just going to rotate the upper body towards the lower hip and the lower hip towards the upper body. And that is how you perform your bicycle. I'm going to teach you how to perform scissors. So scissors is a lower body, lower ab exercise. Knees in, legs out, keep the navel in, and we're just going to open close the legs. Now the easier is the legs come higher up, harder, legs go further down. But you don't want this back to become arched and peel off the floor. Make sure you keep your lower abs contract throughout, and also do your best to keep a straight leg throughout. And that is how you perform your scissors. I'm going to teach you how to perform flutters. So flutters is a lower abdominal exercise. You're going to extend the legs out straight, point the toes, and we're just going to do vertical lifts, alternating back and forth. For easier variation of the exercise, lift the legs up higher. For harder, keep it lower to the ground, but always make sure that those lower abs are tight. The back stays in the same neutral position, so it's not overarching when you lower those legs. You're still keeping that midsection engaged throughout. And that is how you perform your flutters. I'm going to teach you how to perform the dead bug. So the dead bug, we're going to be from your back, knees up, arms up, and we're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm going to drop left leg, right hand, back out, and then we're alternating. If you can see here, the opposite arm, opposite leg, one's moving and one's staying completely still. Another variation to make this a little bit easier is that you can focus just on the legs. So exhale, press out. Inhale, exhale, press out. To make it harder, bring the chest up. So keep that chest elevated, extend out, alternate. You can even straighten the legs to make it that much harder as well. So that is how you perform your dead bug.